Alright, so this is a rant on the Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival game that's coming out. So, to give you a little bit of like a setup of how I experienced the announcement. So, I'm watching actually no, let's go back even further. So, for a long time now, I've been hoping for an Animal Crossing Wii U game, and I know that a lot of people have actually been waiting for an Animal Crossing Wii U game. And, every year, people come up with theories and, expectations. Oh, it's going to be at this E3, it's going to be at this E3, Animal Crossing Wii U. And, it's never there. So, more and more signs kept showing that, like, maybe it will be there this year. And so I'm watching E3. And I didn't have my hopes too high, but I was hoping for Animal Crossing Wii U game. And I'm watching the Direct, or the E3 presentation, and they show the scene with Mario hitting the question block, and he turns into Isabelle. I'm like, here it is. It's happening. It's going to happen. And, they change the screens, and they show Happy Home Designer, which, that was frustrating when I saw it, because I'm like, alright, we already know about this game. I don't care about this game. I don't own a 3DS. We already know about it. Whether I'm a fan of the 3DS or not, that's whatever. We already knew about the game. Like, it had already been announced. So I didn't, and like, from what it looked like, it didn't look like they showed too much new stuff in it. I don't really know, because I'm not keeping up with the game. I just didn't think it needed to be shown again. So anyway, after they show that, then they say world premiere. And I'm like, oh man, like, I think it's gonna happen. And screen switches, shows the gamepad. I'm like, okay, getting promising. Shows the amiibo touching the gamepad, and I'm like, it's here. Here it is. Animal Crossing Wii U. Because for me, I love amiibo, so I didn't really care. Like, even if it meant, like, you got to use amiibo in Animal Crossing Wii U, I was like, I don't care. I love amiibo. I'm going to get them anyway. And next screen they show, it's a party game. And, I sat there watching it, thinking that it was going to change. I'm like, all right, well, there's literally no way that this is what they're going to do. So I was just watching it, and then it said Amiibo Festival Holiday 2015. And I just instantly got mad. And, I know people are going to be like, oh, we're getting mad about games and blah, blah, you should do something better with your time. I get it, but I can't deny that it's still very frustrating. And I know that it was frustrating for a lot of people, especially Metroid fans, with what they did with Metroid Prime. That's something that I can't really get into, because I'm not the biggest Metroid fan, so I wouldn't be able to make, a rant about it or anything, but I know I was pretty irritated about it too. That's just a whole other thing. With Animal Crossing, a lot of us wanted a new game, for the Wii U, a legit Animal Crossing, and we get this party game. And this whole thing is frustrating for a lot of reasons. One of them being that I like to buy amiibo. I barely use them in the games, but I like to buy amiibo. I have all the ones from Wave 1, 2, and 3, and I plan on getting the rest. Just, I don't know, I love the amiibo. I hope that the uses get better over time. Like, I think the Splatoon amiibo, I think they nailed that. I had fun using those. I like the Mario Kart skins. I'm excited for Woolly World. I am excited for that. You get the Yoshi skins and stuff. But I feel like with these amiibo, this is not like a good sign for Animal Crossing, because you got someone like me, and I don't think I'm the only one in this, where I'm gonna buy the amiibo because I love Animal Crossing, and I want those figures. I have no interest in the game that they're making, this Amiibo Festival game. And I feel like that there's a chance that they're gonna take the sales of those amiibo and go, well, there might have been hate for this game, but it's very successful, blah, 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 blah. And they might want to keep making games like this and not a true Animal Crossing game. I mean, I honestly do doubt that they'll, never make another legit Animal Crossing game. But I don't think this is going to help anything. And I know some people are going to be like, well, maybe they won't go by Amiibo sales, they'll go by the game itself. But there's a problem there too, because the game, they said, is a free download. So even someone like me that has no interest in the game, I am going to get the game because it's free for download. And I plan on buying the amiibo, so I'm definitely going to try it, even though I don't really have an interest in it. And if they go by the downloads of the game, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to say, well, I might as well try it. I bought the amiibo. And it's just frustrating. They take a series that people love, and I feel like I feel like they are holding back for the NX. I really do. Especially with the Metroid thing. I think that they had their teams make these little knockoff type games to save all their efforts for the NX. I really do. That's my theory. And, I'm not saying it's a fact. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that that's what I think. And with this Animal Crossing game, I feel like they wanted to sell more amiibo, and they were like, well, we already made the Smash amiibo. We already made the Mario Party amiibo, or the Mario series amiibo, I don't know what you'd call it. And so there's like 2 versions of the Mario Bros characters, or the Mario series characters. You know, there's a Smash Mario, and well, there's 4 Marios if you count Silver and Gold, but whatever. You know, there's 2 Bowsers, 2 Yoshis. So they're like, all right, well, we can't, you know, make 70,000 different Bowsers. So, well, actually, they're doing the Skylanders thing. Not even going to get into that. So, you know, they can't make a million versions of these other characters. So I feel like they're like, all right, well, what's the next best thing? And they're thinking of all their characters, and they, you know, thought of Animal Crossing, and they figure, well, let's just make a whatever game and sell the amiibo. But I just don't get it. Like, they had to have known that this was going to make people irritated. First of all, this whole little festival thing, I feel like it could have just been another mode in Mario Party. You know, you put the Animal Crossing amiibo in Mario Party, and it gives you this. It gives you this party game. I would have been okay with that. Or they could have, you know, made this amiibo festival thing a side thing in a legit Animal Crossing Wii U game. I would have been fine with that too. But no, this is the entire game. This is what we get. Well, actually, at the Treehouse event, they said that there's more. This game has more to offer, but they can't say anything about it yet. Which, I don't know if they're just saying that because they saw how much hate it was getting. I don't really know. But this whole thing is just so frustrating because I don't want a party game. I want Animal Crossing Wii U. And I'm pretty sure a lot of fans wanted a legit Animal Crossing Wii U. And now we're stuck with this game that we don't want. You know, it's like they don't even listen to their fans at all, because even with this game, you know, I'm thinking like, all right, well, maybe it'd have online, and I could, you know, maybe just fool around with my friends, you know, maybe they'll get some amiibo or whatever, but you know it's not going to have online. Nintendo has a huge issue with adding online to almost anything for some reason. I don't really know why. Like, even with that tennis game that's coming out, the Mario Tennis, I'm excited if it has online, which they haven't said anything about. If it doesn't have online, I'm not going to get it. You know, Mario Kart's single player, to me, was a joke. If that game didn't have online, I probably wouldn't even have bought it. And I'm an old school Nintendo fan. You know, I never really needed games to have online, but I feel like now they kind of do need it. You know, it's not the same as when I was a kid. You know, I don't have friends that can just constantly come over and just play video games with me, and I don't even have the time to do that. So with these games not being online, like, the chances of me being able to play this with someone is slim to none. And that's where this whole party game thing, you know, Mario Party is fine. Leave it at that. Actually, even with Mario Party, if it had online, I probably would have got it. But without it having online, I know that I'm going to have to mainly just play it by myself. And I'm not a fan of the cars either, so I wasn't going to buy it for that. But honestly, if it had online, hell, I would have just, me and my friends would have definitely bought it just to have a couple laughs, you know, using voice chat on the computer, because God forbid Nintendo actually adds voice chat in one of their games, and just have a couple laughs, you know, and do that every now and then. And even with the Amiibo Festival, you know, maybe one of my friends would get an Animal Crossing Amiibo, or maybe I could buy one for them, and just, you know, it's a free download game, so we could just play together online. But you know it's not going to have online. They just don't do that, and I don't know why. So I have no reason to play this game except for the fact that it's free. Because I'm going to get the amiibo. I want the amiibo. I love Animal Crossing, and I like collecting amiibo. And that's where it's just frustrating, because I feel like they're going to take the sales of the amiibo or the downloads of the game, and they're going to go, well, it may have got a lot of hate, but it's very successful, so blah, blah, blah. And they might end up making another one of these, which I don't think it's going to really turn into that big of a fiasco. I'm sure that they will make a legit Animal Crossing game at some point, you know, probably the NX. But I don't know. I just think what they're doing is very unfair, because if they made this same game without it being Animal Crossing characters, I don't think anyone would even look at this. You know, sometimes people make the case of, oh, people are only mad because it's Animal Crossing and they didn't get what they wanted. But take out those characters. Take out those characters and change it with something else. I don't think anyone would even look at this game. I know I wouldn't have. I wouldn't even be remotely considering this game. Even if they took out Amiibo. Even if you didn't have to get Amiibo, I don't even think I'd look at it. Like, I don't even understand. It doesn't look like there's any mini games in it. I don't even see how this game is going to be fun. And you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this will be the most fun game ever. But I'll never know, because it won't go online and I don't have friends to play with at my house. So And if my friends do come over to play video games, I can assure you that we're going to play something better than Amiibo Festival. So I'll never know. And you know, if you're excited for this game, that's great. Like, I'm not knocking anyone that's excited for this, but I'm willing to bet that the people excited for this and the people not excited for, ratio is probably not too good, because I know a lot of people were upset about this. So, I don't know. That's my opinion. That's how I feel this. That's my rant. I would like to know what you guys think of this game, the Amiibo, if you're going to get the Amiibo, if you plan on trying the game out, anything. Just leave a comment below, because I'm actually like really curious about what people think about this game. So, yeah, so let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next rant. Later.